Hi folks, we're going to look at dominant 7 and major 7 chords, and maybe even minor 7 chords if we're going to go raving mad. If I played a major 7 chord, it's a major chord. If I played a dominant 7 chord, it's still a major chord. The difference is that 7th note of the chord. Now when they're written down, if you see C major 7, obviously you play a major 7 chord. If it just says C7, so just the note and a number 7 after it, it's a dominant 7 chord. And the difference is that 7th note. So if I play C major, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm going to put that note, which is B, into my chord. So if I play C major, which you all know, I need to put a B. It's a 4-note chord. I'm going to put B in that chord. All I need to do is take my first finger off, and that open string is B. So that's C major 7. And major 7 chords are much prettier. Come up a lot in jazz standards. It's a nice chord. So there's C major. That's C major 7. Now, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 7th note is B. If I flatten that to the minor 7, flat 7, that's B flat. So to play C7, I need to put B flat in the chord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my little finger on the 3rd string at the 3rd fret, and that's C7. So I've got C major. If I take my first finger off, I get C major 7. Put it on again, I get C major. Put my little finger on the 3rd string at C7. So that's the difference between the chords. And we've seen these chords, or some of these chords, in some of the songs we've done. Now if I take A major, so I'm playing that with 3 fingers, all squished together. So here's A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I want to play a major 7 chord, I need to put that note in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is A flat. So I'm going to do that. I've got A there on the 3rd string, so I'm going to put A flat in, which is a fret below. So I get that shape. So I've got my first finger on the 3rd string at the 1st fret. I've got my second finger on the 4th string at the 2nd fret. And I've got my 3rd finger on the 2nd string at the 2nd fret. So A major, A major 7. Now if I want to play a dominant 7 chord, I need to flatten that A flat under the semitone. So it goes down to G, and A7 looks like that. We've seen A7 before. Got my 2nd finger on the 4th string at the 2nd fret. The 3rd string is open. I've got my 3rd finger on the 2nd string at the 2nd fret, and the 1st string is open, and the root note is A, which is the 5th string. So that note there goes down a fret for A major 7 and another fret for A dominant 7. I can do the same with D. There's D major, that you know. So if I want to play D major 7, I need to put the 7th note of the major scale in. The 7th note of the major scale is a semitone below the root. So that note there on the 3rd fret of the B string, of the 2nd string, that's D. So I need to put that note in. Now the other 2 notes are going to stay the same. So if I put my first finger across all 3 strings at the 2nd fret, that's D major 7. So those 2 notes, the 2nd fret on the G string on the 3rd string and the 2nd fret on the E string, are in both chords. If I want to play D7, I'm going to go down another fret. So I've got D, D major 7 and D7. So D7 looks like that. So those 2 notes again stay exactly the same, and I'm putting my first finger on the 2nd fret, sorry, not the 2nd fret, on the 2nd string at the 1st fret. So you can hear it's the same movement in all cases. Now you can also play minor 7 chords. And a minor 7 chord, as you know, it's a minor chord, it's got a minor 3rd in it, and it's still got the minor 7th, so the flat 7. So you need to take the third note and flatten it to get a minor chord. So there's A major, there's A minor. So I've gone from that to that to there. And the minor 7 is G. So if I play A minor, I take my 3rd finger off to leave the open G string, that's A minor 7. So you got A major 7, A7 and A minor 7. We had E, we played E major, we played E7. Well, if I want to play E minor 7, I need to put the minor 3rd in, so I need to take that note to the major 3rd, I need to take that down a semitone. So E minor 7 has just got one finger on one string. And all I've got there is the 2nd fret on the 5th string. That's E minor 7. So E major, E7, E minor 7. Now we had D major 7 and D7. If I want to play D minor 7, I need to put that note in, which is the minor 3rd of D. There's D major, there's D minor. So what I need to do is bar those 2 strings at the 1st fret and put the 3rd string on the 2nd fret in and a D bass note. That's D minor 7. It's a pretty chord. So we've got A minor 7, D minor 7. There's a point to all this, and it's going to lead us to a song that I'll do later in the week. But first of all, I'd like to look at this D minor 7 chord. Now what I've got there is an F major. That's F. That's an F chord with the D bass. So D minor 7 is an F major triad 3-note chord with the D bass. How does that work? Well, if I play a major scale, I'll play C major. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the sixth note is the relative minor, or the chord bit built on the sixth note is a relative minor to C major. So that note is A, so A minor, sixth chord is always minor, A minor is the relative minor to C major, which means it's got the same notes but a different root note on it. Now C major, there's A major, there's B major, C major, and all I've done is move my A major shape up to there. So those three notes are C major. It's the same chord. If I put an A bass note on it, I get A minor 7. And I'm doing the same trick. So I've got these three fingers as if they're glued together, playing the second string, the third string and the fourth string, and I'm playing the A bass note there, and the A string is choked off when I'm playing it, the same way it was with the major 7 chord there. I'm choking off the A string. So there I'm barring the third string, the second string, the third string and the fourth string at the 5th fret, and then I'm playing the bass note with my second finger. That's A minor 7. And if I move the bass note to B, that's B minor 7. If I move the bass note to G, it's G minor 7. If I go all the way up to C, C minor 7, D minor 7, and that there is an F triad. Same chord. So it's the same chord, it's the same idea as that. So what you can do is you can play your major 7 chord and your minor 7 chord. So I'm playing G major 7 and I'm plucking the bass note and plucking it upwards on the chord. Do it twice. A minor 7, B minor 7, and you can do it in any key. You can go in A minor 7, B minor 7, C sharp minor 7. Now then, we are going to work on a song, but unfortunately I need to get my friend that sings to come along and do that, so I'll record that later in the week. And what we're going to do is a song that uses all these chords. So it's going to have C major, it's going to have C major 7, and it's going to have C dominant 7. And that's Something by the Beatles. And the beginning of the verse has got those 3 chords in it. Now it's quite a complicated song, it's got bar chords in it, it's got everything we've done in it, but it's a good one to work on, and it'll make a good long-term goal to be able to play it. Now I'll simplify the arrangement as much as possible because there's a lot going on in the original, and there's lots of moving bass lines, So I'm going to try and make it as easy to play as I can, but that's going to be the next video, so I'll see you soon. Bye.